morning, guys. Welcome to day, I believe it could be day 18. I am now post Malaga Marathon, which is quite unbelievable because it felt like I was leading up to it. So let's get moving the bodies. You can hear that it's first thing in the morning for me. Let's come down on the floor. Start on all fours to begin with. And then we're going to open the knees out nice and wide, big toes to touch, and we're going to sink down into that child's pose. So then walk your hands in front for that lovely big stretch. Especially if you're doing this first thing in the morning or post-run, it can be really nice to add a little bit of movement in your child's pose, because as much as can be a full recovery pose where you can just let yourself go, it does really nicely open up those hips, and a little shimmy from side to side can really help here, as can walking your fingers quite far ahead to give you that lovely little stretch. Nice. We're going to lift the head here, and we're just going to walk the hands over towards the right hand side. Now you can have your hands side by side, or you can maybe cross them over. Depends how much of a stretch you want on that left hand side. What I would say is make a little space for your head so you've somewhere to rest, so that we can really concentrate on that stretch. Sometimes when we're trying to overcompensate with the head, we end up focusing more on straining the neck and that lovely stretch. So let's walk the hands over to the other side and exactly the same. I'd really encourage you to take some lovely big deep breaths here, mainly because it really starts to stretch into those ribs. You almost feel like you're playing that little accordion here, really opening it out, bringing it back in. Nice. All the way back to centre. Last little bit of movement here. If you just need that extra bit of stretch, and then sit yourself all the way back up. You can pull your leggings up like myself, or you can just roll your shoulders back. Take your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, press the palms together, pull down. So really pull those shoulders back here, chest up. You can even lift your chin here for that lovely big stretch. And all the way back down. Bring your hands in front, maybe onto your knees, and curl that spine all the way down. Lovely big, like that's kind of a C shape that you're creating here. Again, take maybe 2 big deep breaths here. Nice. Bringing your knees in together, we'll come up onto our knees. We're going to step forward with our right foot. Whoop, we got there. And have a couple of little low lunge pulses here. So we're going to work into those little hips today. So this will feel maybe a little bit tight to begin with. That's why we do a little rocking motion as well. Nice. I want you just to heel toe your foot out just slightly. It's a bit more of like a box lunge this way, so that we can bring this hand down. We've got a lot of space between yourself and your knee, which means that you can lift this right hand up, all the way up towards the ceiling, and take that lovely big twist here. So you can walk your foot out a little bit more if you need a little bit more into the hip flexor here. So just pointing your toe out the other direction. Again, this is a lovely big chest opener as well, so make sure you're not feeling super constricted. If you're struggling to make the twist, start with the elbow first and even pop the hand onto the hip or maybe the lower back. It still gives you that nice little opening here. Lovely. Take a little breath, walk that foot all the way in, and again come back up. Take a little stretch here. So you might find that that feels just a little bit better. Let's send that leg back and do the opposite side. This is when you'll feel about 95 compared to the other side. So again, a few rocks back and forward. Lovely. Nice. And then we just heel toe that foot out, and we're going to make space for that right hand to be on the floor. And again, just twisting with the chest round, and then you can lift the arm as your option, or you can place it behind your back. Remember, you can heel toe that foot out a little bit more, point that toe out of your mat to get a little bit of extra stretch. It's almost letting that knee push back a little bit here as well. Remember, don't do anything that feels like it's super uncomfortable. We do sort of teeter towards the edge of that stretch. We want to feel it, but I don't want you to overdo it and you cause a little bit of injury. Nice. Let's bring it all back. Walk that foot in. Find that low lunge. Again, just a couple of these just to warm up. And step back. Nice. We're on our knees. We're going to walk forward and we're going to lower our chest, our hips, belly, chest, all the way to the floor. Lovely. We're going to take a nice little cobra here. So cobra, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift up towards our hips, towards our tummy here. So try and keep it all into the back rather than pushing on the hands and trying to get the hips up. So push into the tops of your feet as well. Take an inhale and lift. Nice. Breathe it out. And lower down. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale. And down. Last one. This time I want you to think about less pressure on the floor. So maybe we don't hold on to the floor, we just have the hands hovering here. Let's lift. You won't lift as high, so don't worry about it. So let's lift in that inhale. Breathe out. And come back down. Nice. Make a little pillow for your hands here. Place your forehead on it and give your hips a little wiggle from side to side. Nice. Using your left hand just in front, we're just going to roll over to your left hand side. I want you to grab a hold of your right ankle and we're going to have a little quad stretch here. So you can support your head if you want or lie all the way down to the floor. Now this isn't about pushing your foot into your bum. I want you to push your foot into your hand. So it's a bit more of a push-pull. So we're activating the quad, not just stretching it here. So it feels a little bit more intense. Take a wee breath here. So this can be a nicer alternative than trying to stand and do this stretch, seeing as we can lose our balance quite a bit. Release and then move on to the other side. And again, just find that foot, push into the hand, push the hand into the foot and find that lovely stretch here. So this can also be like a bit of a dancer's pose in yoga when we stand. So it's a nice strong pose, but we do get into that quad. Lovely. Rolling all the way back onto your tummy. We're going to push all the way up on back onto your knees. So we're going to do that similar little move again. Step forward with your right. Take that nice few pulses here. Now we are going to heel toe that foot out and bring both hands to the inside. We come into lizard. You might want to heel toe that knee slightly further back. And just here is one of my very favourite poses for runners is to move into lizard. So lizard is your hands are on the floor, your foot is at the side, so you're almost like your shoulder and your knee are together. Now you can have a little few rocks here, back and forward. You can rock onto that side of that foot to open the hip, a bit more. Place your left hand maybe in the middle here, and you can take your right hand onto that knee and almost guide it to that nice opening. This is wonderful for your hips. It's tough, I'm not going to lie, but you'll thank me for it later. Lovely. So for lizard, I'm not going to go all into it, but the lower you can go, the more intense that stretch will be. So if you do have blocks, you can place them here. As you can see, I can't really get all the way down. It's a lot for me, so don't overdo it. Start off up here for some rocks. Work on the edge of the foot and back. Just sink it back to give it a wee stretch out in your half split here. Nice. And take that foot back. We'll do the other side in the left. Again, just a couple back and forward to warm ourselves up. Both hands on. Heel toe that foot a little bit further. Heel toe that knee back if you want more stretch into that right hip flexor. And again, working on this side. So I would always recommend lizard as just something just to play with here. So just do whatever feels good for you rather than force yourself into a pose here. So I quite enjoy going onto the side of my foot and opening up my knee that way. There's lots of things you can do. You can come into all these sort of poses where you grab the foot behind for a quad stretch as well. You can come all the way down towards the floor. You can almost just do a little mixture of all two. Pad about your mat. Lovely. Let's sink back and stretch it out with that half split. Toe towards the ceiling. And back. And that is the end of your Yoga for Runners for this day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your hips are feeling a bit free. I would really recommend lizard pose, that sort of sequence, especially if you're feeling tight in the hips and in the hamstrings. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you tomorrow.